Hello everyone, and welcome back, as today we share with you some of our final thoughts as we close out the week. Friday's lesson ends with a question that got my attention. What do you do when we face trials that appear to have no value? Now, I could be wrong, but I think this question is based on the idea that everything happens for a reason. After all, if God is sovereign and supreme, then everything must happen according to God's will, or in some way, God allows it to happen. And yes, if you're a Christian, your life is not your own, and there are times when God will bring you to a place where you will be refined by fire. After all, you signed up for that when you became a Christian. Fiery trials are part of God's transformation program. Having said that, let's be clear here. God is not the author of pain and suffering and sin. There's no darkness in God. As Christians, we have come to terms with the fact that there are times when we suffer because of the poor choices we make or because we live in a sinful world. God didn't encourage us to make those choices or to choose to sin. We did that on our own. And every choice we make carries with it a consequence, and the wrong choices in life will curse and hurt us. God doesn't have to make you pay for those bad choices. The consequences of those sinful choices will be punishment enough. Then there's sin. Sin is a curse that kills, maims, and corrupts everything it touches. And because we live on a sinful planet, bad things happen to good people. Bad things will happen on a sinful planet, not because God willed it or permitted it or allowed it, but it happens because that's what sin does to everybody who lives on planet Earth. And there will be times when it will be senseless because of the nature of sin. The point of the lesson this week is this. There are a multitude of reasons as to why we go through trials that can result in pain and suffering that have nothing to do with the will of God. But when we go through those trials, know that God's will for you is for you to grow. That if you take that pain and suffering and you trust God with it, you will grow. That's the goal, growth. And there is nothing like a fiery trial to help people grow. So let me leave you with these words from James chapter 1 and verse 2. Consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Those were some of our thoughts for this week. Now it's your turn. Please join your local church tomorrow for Sabbath school and share some of your thoughts from this week's lesson. And don't forget to join us next week as Seth shares with us his thoughts about seeing the goldsmith's face. I'm looking forward to that. I hope you are too. Thank you for joining us this week. God bless. Have a happy Sabbath.